The PFA Scottish Awards are in, but before we look at the results, I've got two questions here to ask. First of all, is this televised? Is this live streamed? Is there any way we can watch it? I know it's only Scottish football, I know it's not like the fucking global awards or whatever, but it would still be nice to watch this stuff. And secondly, why does it happen with 3 games left of the season? I mean, someone could score an absolute screamer on the last day, but they've already handed out goal of the season to somebody else. It makes no sense to me. I mean, there's 3 games still to go, 3 important games to go. Somebody could win their side the league. Somebody could, save their team for relegation, and surely that would play a pivotal role in deciding whether or not they should be Player of the Year. So for these awards to be decided, with 3 or 4 games still left to play for, in my opinion, it's pretty strange. But anyway, let's move on to the awards. Let's talk about them. Callum Mcgregor has been named the PFA Scottish Player of, or Scotland's Player of the Year. You don't have to be Scottish to win it. Anyway, he wins the award. The Celtic captain, obviously, he's played a big role this season in Ange Postecoglou's Celtic in securing them a Premiership title. His first Premiership title as the club captain. So I'm not going to sit here and downplay Callum Mcgregor. He's a good player. At times he can be great. Do I think he deserved to win this Player of the Year award though? Probably not, if I'm being honest. I mean, would have had him in the top 5, but I don't think he was better than Craig Gordon. I'm not just saying that as a Hearts fan. I think Craig Gordon can feel a wee bit hard done by not to have won this award. But I mean, was Callum Mcgregor even the best Celtic player? I think if Kyogo Furuhashi wasn't injured for 3 or 4 months, I think he would have easily had been Celtic's best player, but he did miss a large portion of the season. I mean, Tom Rogic was really good throughout spells of the season. Carter Vickers has been tremendous. He's been a pivotal part of the Celtic team. Him defensively has been great. There has been a lot of good Celtic players this season. Do I think Callum McGregor was the best of them? I don't. You know what? It is what it is. I don't, but he's been awarded the SPFA, the PFA Player of the Year. So, I mean, it is what it is. He's been given it. Who am I to argue? You know what I mean? It is what it is, guys. We'll discuss that later on. Leila Bada was crowned the Young Player of the Year. You know what? I've not too many complaints with that. Abada has been good, but I think the jury's still out in Abada. I remember when he first came in, people were ranting and raving about him, and then they thought, he wasn't the finished article. His end product wasn't great, but now he appears to be, back in favour in the Celtic, the Celtic system. So it's a bit strange. I think when he first came in, he was really highly thought of. Then the hype around him kind of died down a bit, but now he's almost back in the starting 11, and a lot of Celtic fans want him to start every game. So, I mean, Leila Bada, he's had a good season. Does he deserve this award? I mean, probably. No other young players really come to mind. I can't think of another young player that's had, a tremendous season or a great season. So I think Leila Bada winning this is fair enough. I mean, there's lots of good young players in the Scottish Premiership, but I don't think any of them's been particularly great this season. So, I mean, it is what it is, I mean, I think Lewis Ferguson won this last year. I mean, there's no way you could give it to Lewis Ferguson this year. Look what's happened to his Aberdeen team, I know it's not his fault, Aberdeen are shit, but it's not like he's been great and he saved them. So, I mean, Leila Bada winning this, I think it's fair enough. He's got 15 goals and 9 assists in all competitions. That's pretty decent. So, I've no real complaints, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Arbroath's Michael McKenna was awarded the Championship Player of the Year, so fair enough to him. Arbroath, I was really wanting Arbroath to go up. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for them, but they've still got a chance of going up in the playoff system. And as much as I respect what Callum Davidson done last year for St Johnstone, winning that cup double was absolutely epic, and that is a feat that I don't think will maybe, I'm not going to say ever, be replicated by a non-Old Firm club, because I'm looking at Hearts this season. And you could see Hearts winning 2 cups, and it's unlikely, but you could see Hearts winning both cups in the same season. I mean, if Aberdeen get back to what they were 5 years ago, whatever, you could see Aberdeen doing it. But in terms of a club outside, let's say, the top 5, the Old Firms, the Edinburgh sides, and Aberdeen, I cannot see another club winning the domestic cup double in the same season. So, I mean, that was great. But with that aside, I would love to see Arbroath come up, even if it means St Johnstone going down. So, yeah, no, part-time Arbroath in the Cinch Premiership. Even if they go straight back down, which they probably would, but it would just be epic to see it. And it would be a nice change, see a team that we've not seen. Because sometimes you feel like it's the same teams just yo-yoing up and down. So to see Arbroath up there would be pretty cool. Dylan Easton of Airdrie took the prize for the League One Player of the Year, while Kelty Hearts' Joe Cardo was crowned the best player in League 2. The inaugural PFA Scotland Women's Player of the Year went to Priscilla Chinchilla of Glasgow City, and with Celtic's Yankcha Galabachardacci winning the Young Player of the Year on the female side. Straight up, guys, I don't watch much female football, women's football. For me, it's just the quality-wise just ain't there. Even if it was quality-wise better than the males, I think we're just being accustomed to male football. Male football is what matters, and I just don't see women's football ever overtaking males or even getting close. And I couldn't even tell you what it needs. Like, even if the women were better players than the men, it's men's football is like, what we want. So I just don't see me ever, personally tuning in. But both these women are fucking hot. So you know what? I might actually start watching a wee bit of women's football. Or if you want me to cover some women's football on this channel, I might even start doing that. But yeah, that was the two winners there. So I probably butchered the Celtic player's name, but Jankta Galabachardacci. I mean, that's a fucking mad name anyway, but they won that. So, good enough for them. Then we move on to the Team of the Year, which was dominated by 6 Celtic players. Of course, Callum Mcgregor has to be in there because, obviously, he won Player of the Year. He's going to be in the Team of the Year. And he was joined by Celtic teammates Cameron Carter-Vickers, Josip Juranovic, Jota, and Kyogo Furuhashi. So, I'm counting... How many is that there? I'm counting... Yeah, no, that is 6. I've made an arse of myself. I can't count. Yeah, so McGregor, Rodic, Cameron Carter-Vickers, Josip Juranovic, Jota, and Kyogo Furuhashi. So yeah, 6 Celtic players going into a team of 11, so more than half. Rangers duo, James Tavernier and Alfredo Morelos were included. Hearts duo, Craig Gordon and John Souttar were included. And Ross County's leading scorer, Regan Charles Cook, also earned a place in the starting 11. I mean, Charles Cook was the leading goal scorer for most of the season. He might still be. I don't know if he's still the lead. He might still be the leading goal scorer, actually. So I've no complaints. He's had a good season. He scored a lot of goals. He not him himself, but he's been part of a Ross County side that have made the top 6, considering they were winless in their first 10 games. So I mean, he deserves a fucking lot of credit. I think he's earned his place in there. As for Hearts, Craig Gordon has to be in there. I mean, undoubtedly, people are saying Joe Hart, absolutely no chance. Craig Gordon, best goalkeeper in Scotland, no doubt in my mind, deserves his place in there. John Souttar, he had a great season. It's a shame that he's injured. It's a shame that he's a traitor and he's going to join Rangers. But you know what? He's had a good season. I can't really complain. I think Souttar has earned a spot in there. The Rangers duo, I mean, Tavernier, Morelos. Tavernier is just so consistent with the assists and goals that he provides that you can't really have an argument